Welcome to episode 252 of the 2-Minute Warning. Today, I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills versus the Indianapolis Colts in the Super Wildcard weekend of the NFL. We got the Buffalo Bills finishing at the second seed in the AFC, going in at 13-3. Any other year, they would more than likely have a first-round bye. However, with the new playoff format and playing with a possible dynasty in the Kansas City Chiefs, they got tough luck in not getting a first-round bye. 13-3 for the Bills. Then they're playing the Indianapolis Colts, who finished at 11-5 and took the last wild card spot, possibly stealing it from the Miami Dolphins. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it at 10-6. However, they controlled their own fate. It's their own fault. But looking at this matchup, I think the Buffalo Bills are the stronger team here. But however, both teams do have their pros and cons. Bills are playing in Buffalo. That's an advantage right off the bat. However, the Indianapolis Colts run game is heating up definitely at the right time for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor, great rookie for them. Finished, I believe, third in rushing yards for the season. While that is a great and notable achievement, and it's nothing really this season, only because Derrick Henry but set history in becoming the 8th player to reach 2,000 rushing yards in a season. So when you got Derrick Henry doing that, Jonathan Taylor just kind of flies under the radar. Not to take anything away from him, I'm just kind of saying Derrick Henry's hogging all the fame for notable running backs, in my opinion. Just achieving such a great milestone. He does deserve the credit. However, Jonathan Taylor definitely, I don't want to say, isn't getting the recognition he deserves. Is definitely just flying on the radar a little bit. So for the Colts running game heating up, that is definitely what you want to see. However, the Colts passing game is definitely slowing down, with Philip Rivers kind of relying on his run game. Yes, he could take the pressure off Jonathan Taylor sometimes, feeding T.Y. Hilton and Zach Pascal the ball. However, it's not always there, and he relies a little too much on Jonathan Taylor at times. Then on the other side of the football, we got the Buffalo Bills passing game heating up hotter than ever than before. Josh Allen's playing like an MVP. He might win MVP. To me, he's going to fall short. However, he definitely deserves to be in the conversation of MVP. He's throwing to Stefon Diggs, who's making a case for himself to be the best receiver in the league. I'm not sure he's quite there yet, but I definitely think he's top 3, top 5, no doubt. Along with Cole Beasley and John Brown, spreading out the passing game, created separation, open up the ball for Stefon Diggs to get open. Great passing game for the Buffalo Bills, no doubt. However, their weak side is definitely the run game and Devin Singletary. I don't think Devin Singletary is a bad back, but he's definitely not the go-to running back an NFL team is looking for to put them in a winning position, take over the game, become their workhorse by any means, but we're not expecting him to. I hope Devin Singletary could just do his job, be effective, be efficient. We're not asking him to be Derrick Henry. I just want him to control the ball, not turn it over, get 3 or 4 yards when it's needed, do his job. And that, however, that is definitely the weak side of the Bills. So the Bills' strong side, passing game, weak side, running game. Colts' strong side at this point is the running game, weak side is the passing game. Then you go looking at the defenses. I do think the Colts have a better defense with their captain, Darius Leonard, phenomenal linebacker, DN, whatever you want to classify him as, along with the other players around him. I believe he has Justin Houston on that team, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it Justin Houston and Jerry Hughes? One of the two. Sorry for the mix-up. Then on the Bills, I think their stronger suit is their secondary rather than the pass rush. I still think the pass rush is well-rounded, but the secondary having Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and Josh Norman. Josh Norman kind of isn't the same he was on the Panthers, but he's still a notable name to be on that team. I think that's a strong secondary. However, overall, I do think the Colts have a better defense. Moving off of the actual playing field, we got the coaching staff. I think Frank Reich is a phenomenal coach for the Colts, top 10 in the league. Unfortunately for him and the Colts, they're facing a head coach who's also top 10 in the league. Head coach who's also top 10 in the league, as in Sean McDermott, but also an offensive coordinator who is top 3 in the league, if not top 1, and Brian Daboll, who's an attractive offensive coordinator to possibly be a head coach the very next season. I'm not sure he'll move on, but if he does, he'll definitely get a starting NFL head coaching job somewhere. So, Frank Reich, I love his talent. I think he is a great coach, but facing Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll, probably top 3 head coach and offensive coordinator in the league between them, between Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll, and then you got Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. Not really the point of this video, but just having that great coaching staff, I gotta give the Bills the edge there. So, looking at it, like I said, Bills having a strong passing game, Colts have a big running game. I'd rather have a strong passing game on my team. Just passing game allows more big plays to happen, and more big plays that you get, the more points you can get. And I just think it's easier to score the football when you have a great passing game and you're throwing the ball through the air rather than keeping it on the ground. So I do think the Bills have the edge, not only just because of that, but just the way Josh Allen is playing. He's playing phenomenal heading into the playoffs, and I think he kind of just got gypped in the playoffs last year. I don't think he got gypped as in cheated, but definitely played better than the Texans. If it didn't come down for that Deshaun Watson a miracle play, I think Bills get a playoff win last year. This year, I think he's ready to redeem himself, show him he can play a playoff quarterback, and show what he has and why he might deserve MVP. Indianapolis Colts, Philip Rivers, we've seen in his 16-year career, whatever it is, anytime he gets to a big game, every time it's whether a game that determines if he gets in the playoffs, a game that keeps him in the playoffs, a game that gets him to the AFC Championship, gets him to the Super Bowl, the dude does not perform well. He chokes, he turns over the ball, he misses a big play, he misses a wide open receiver, he doesn't make it happen, and for that to happen 16, 17 years, I don't think that's going to change by any means. Now, I think this is Philip Rivers last year, and I think Josh Allen's going to send him home for good. Philip Rivers, I think if he doesn't turn the ball over, if he somehow miraculously doesn't do what he's done every single big game of his career, I think he could keep the game in close contention. But to me, even if Philip Rivers has a solid game, the Bills still win in a close win. And if he does his typical thing where he chokes and doesn't perform well in big games, I think the Bills get an easy win. Overall, I still got the Buffalo Bills winning this game. Just being in Buffalo, have an amazing passing game, have a well-rounded defense, amazing coaching staff. Stefon Diggs alone is an X factor for the Buffalo Bills. I think they'll get it done. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL on a great hot win streak. Really, if it weren't for that Hail Mary from Kyler Murray in the Arizona Cardinals, this team would be 14-2. To me, they're 14-2. That Hail Mary play really wasn't a huge loss. They still played better than the Cardinals in that game, and really they're a 14-2 team in my eyes. Not that determines if they'll beat the Colts, but overall, I think this Bills team is one of the best in the NFL. They're probably, to me, number 2 in the NFL, arguably number 1. I think they have a chance of the Chiefs, but in order to get there, they got to go through the Colts, and I think they will for sure. I expect Philip Rivers to be Philip Rivers, choke in the game. I expect Josh Allen to prove he's a great quarterback in the playoffs and might deserve MVP. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going with the Bills. 2-minute warning.